Hello friends, this is me again, Chitra Jha, your host on this show called Chitra Jha Podcast, which is about living life fully in the now, joyfully, successfully, healthfully, peacefully, hopefully, insightfully, playfully, prayerfully, meaningfully, purposefully, fruitfully, and abundantly. And you are tuned into the 6th episode of this show. In the last episode, I spoke about communicating with our physical body, especially when it is not feeling well. And my own body simply collapsed on the very next day of recording that episode, offering me an ample opportunity to walk my dog. In the past 11 weeks, I have looked at this illness as a restructuring of my physical being so as to make it more compatible with the new energy being downloaded into my system. Yes, my body cells needed that upgrade, and the illness helped shut down the system while the upgrades were happening. I'm in awe of this beautiful design of my body, and I'm in love with the master designer. I have always looked at my body as a highly organized community of very capable cells which behave as one entity, the entity named Chitra Jha. Each cell in my body is a highly intelligent individual being with a clear intent and purpose. It can analyze thousands of stimuli from the environment and respond to them to ensure its survival, and thus ensuring the survival of the body. Each independent cell merges so beautifully with all the other cells of my body in a cooperative existence, making me believe that I am one single entity. While in reality, my body is one bustling community of about 50 trillion individual, intelligent, self-sufficient cells. It is this cooperation between these highly empowered cells which makes me and you and every other human being such an efficient entity. And to top it all, every cell in my physical body is totally aware of how I think and feel about myself. As I bring in new knowledge, new skills, and new ways of looking at the world, the new information in my energy field renews my body. The informational content of my energy field influences my self-talk, the internal dialogue that goes on almost all the time, and my self-talk influences my physiology in sickness and in health. New research tells us that if there are about 50 trillion cells in an average human body, there are about 500 trillion bacteria residing in and on that body. The bacteria number a minimum of 10 times the number of our body cells, which effectively means that every 10th cell of our body is a human cell, or that 90% of our body is composed of bacterial flora. How do you like that? So are we human or bacteria? Are we a single entity or a vast community? Are we visible or invisible, since 90% of us is invisible? Who are we? Does every human cell or every bacteria know that it is a part of a human being with a name and a distinct personality? Does every cell know that if it doesn't work properly, not only will it harm itself, but may also adversely affect the human entity? Does every cell know that if it starts multiplying too often or starts accumulating too much mass, it may become cancerous and cause the death of the human entity? Does every human being know that he or she is just a cell in the body of planet Earth? Does every human being know that if he doesn't do his work properly, not only will he harm himself, but may also adversely affect the planet? Isn't it our sacred duty to do whatever we are entrusted with doing with absolute honesty, integrity, and sincerity, always keeping the collective good in mind? Isn't keeping our body, the temple of our soul, healthy the very first step in our collective good? The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The key word here is complete, for that implies physical well-being, emotional balance, psychological flexibility, and optimum happiness. Health is that expansive state in which individuals can live their highest potential. When we are healthy, the body is full of zest and energy. The heart is full of faith, hope, and love. And the mind is full of peace and wisdom. That is being alive. Health is our natural state, and it is natural to remain healthy. It is also our greatest wealth. So how can you become wealthier in the area of health? Well, a lot depends upon how you begin your day each day. The first thing that I do when I become aware of being awake is I smile and say to myself, I'm grateful to be alive today. And then I simply begin to stretch on the bed itself, as though to unfold myself before the day unfolds. I stretch naturally, just following the rhythm of my body, stretching as much as I can, knowing that the physical expansion is connected with the mental expansion. After the stretch, and before I step onto the floor, I pay my respects to Mother Earth. I like to walk barefoot to fully ground myself and for earthing my energy. So I offer my gratitude to Earth for this blessing. Then I come out to the balcony to look at the pre-dawn sky and take in its energy through some deep inhalations. And I'm all set to drink my first glass of water for the day. I offer gratitude to all the waters of the planet as I drink it. And then it is time for elimination, which occurs naturally. I don't force it. Through stool, urine, sneeze, or passing gas. Before I get down to do some oil pulling. Many of you may know about oil pulling, and many may not. I will share how I do it. I take about 2 teaspoons of virgin coconut oil in my mouth and swish it around for about 20 minutes before spitting it out. And while I'm at it, I sit down to apply coconut oil on my entire body and massage it gently. I use coconut oil in summers and sesame oil in winters. While massaging, I connect with each of my body parts and offer gratitude to them for all that they do for me. I also offer gratitude to my mental and emotional body. I follow the massage by some physical exercises. Primarily, I do the super consciousness living exercises as devised by Swami Kriyananda of Ananda Sangha. You can find these exercises at Ananda Sangha's website. I also do some squatting exercises while gently tugging at my earlobes. All this gets my energy flowing rather high. And now it's time to spit out the oil and freshen my mouth up. I make sure to clean my tongue and massage my gums. And then I take a warm water shower to clean my body. Actually, I take a bucket bath. I like the water to be neither too cold nor too hot. And I do not use any soap on my skin, except for those times when I have come back from outside and my body feels really grimy. I usually sing some song or chant Ram Naam or repeat some affirmations while bathing. After a good bath, I wear some fresh, clean, comfortable clothes made of natural fibers that make me happy and allow my body to breathe. Doing all this takes about half an hour of my time, and I'm ready for the day, feeling full of energy. By now, some of you may be wondering, who has half an hour in the morning to waste on all this? And perhaps most of you do not have the luxury of time on your hands as I do. But you can try as many of these steps as you have time for and see the difference in your energy by yourself. The simple things to remember are: get up with a happy face to face the day happily, stretch your body in order to expand your mind, offer gratitude to whatever and whoever you can. Just know that your cells listen to every thought that you think, and nothing is hidden from them. Talk to your cells as though you're talking to a dear friend. Tell them what you want from them, and ask what they want you to do for them. Such honest communication will sharpen your sixth sense and expand your energy. Exercising your body must be on your priority list in the morning, for this body is designed for movement. Movement is essential for its well-being. And anything that gets you up and moving while actively engaging your muscles can be considered as exercise. Remember that exercise must be moderate and not vigorous. So what is moderate exercise? Well, if you feel energized, joyful, active and attentive after doing your exercise, that is moderate. But if you feel exhausted or fatigued and feel like resting, sleeping or eating after your exercise, probably you're overdoing it. Moderate exercise adds to our energy. Vigorous exercise depletes our energy. If possible, exercise out in the open, for that adds to our energy. While exercising in closed, crowded or competitive spaces depletes our energy. Don't exercise because you wish to get rid of some extra pounds. Exercise because you love your body and want to energize yourself. Any exercise done out of love for your body would expand your energy field. Don't take my word for any of it. Simply test it in the laboratory of your own life. And that's the way to go if you wish to live your life fully in the now. You're listening to Chitra Jha podcast. If you wish to catch my writings or want to know about my self-empowerment workshops, do find me on Facebook. My name is Chitra Jha, Chitrajha, and I'm your host on the show named Chitra Jha podcast. If you like what I share, please ask your friends and family to subscribe to Chitra Jha podcast by searching it on Apple Podcast app on your iPhone or Google Podcast app on your Android phone, so that they can listen to this show at their convenience. Yes, convenience is an important word for me. No forcing, no cajoling, only living life fully in the now. See you soon on the next episode of Chitra Jha podcast, in which I will talk some more about being proactive about our wellness. All the best until then. Bless you.